Hello everyone, welcome to another video at Professor Melika. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the schools that I've gone to. So, growing up was very simple and calm. I grew up in Umtata, and so it was simple and calm. For my, it's like preschool. I went to Bumblebee, and then I didn't like the food, so I ended up homeschooled at a home for the next 3 years. You go to preschool when you're 3 years old. So I was 3 years old when I was homeschooled at a home. I stayed when I was 3, when I was 4, when I was 5. I went to school to graduate and be tested so I can enter into grade 1. All of those 3 years I was homeschooled at home, and it also helped me. My mother is a teacher by profession, so it also helped me because of that. So there we go. That is the beginning of school at Bumblebee. Then from there, to start out my grade 1, I went to Holy Angels. So grade 1 and grade 2 I was at Holy Angels, and Holy Angels was really nice. I was just so quiet, but at the same time inside the classroom it was very competitive. I remember I would even just say to my friends, let's see who's gonna finish first. Let's see who's gonna finish first, when we were writing um, the words and copying what was written on the board. So that was grade 1 and grade 2. And grade 3 also, I transferred and went to EduKid. And I'd always wanted to go to EduKid. I in fact wanted to go to EduKid since I learned about it in grade 2. So I went to EduKid. When I was at EduKid, things became accelerated. I think EduKid just accelerates things a little bit more because EduKid starts at grade 3 and gives out a lot of information because they go up to grade 7, and I think Holy Angels doesn't. I think Holy Angels only ended up at grade 3. So it was made for the much younger students. So at EduKid, information was a lot, but we loved learning. I was one of the naughty children. Yeah, very naughty. There are many incidents, stories, or things that I did in grade 3 that I can remember. That's so funny, but I had a group of friends, and I really had a lot of fun. In grade 4 we moved, and I was not happy with the move, but we moved towns, and I went to a school in Humansdorp, but I don't remember the school's name. It was a school in Humansdorp. And then from Humansdorp we went back to Grahamstown, and it turned out that when I was studying at Umtata, I couldn't speak English properly, so in Grahamstown English is taken very highly. So if you can't speak English, it's almost as if you haven't gone to school at all. So better yet to spend a lot of time improving my English and then focus on school again. So that's what happened, and they saw my very good maths marks, my very good test marks in my entrance, but they were not happy with my English marks. They were extremely poor. So they sent me back, and they said, I'm young anyway. I was younger than my classmates by a year. So they said, oh, but you're younger anyway, you're not going to feel it that much because now you're going to be studying with people your age. So I went back to grade 3, and in grade 3 I scored very high marks, and was lowered by the English. And I picked it up, and in grade 4 I started reading a lot of books, and my English improved, and I got a merit award. In grade 3 I also got a merit award, which is an award that you get if you get 75 and above. And in grade 4 I got 75 and above. I got a merit award. In grade 5 my marks dropped, and I was getting 60s, so I didn't even go to the awards night. I wasn't called to go to the awards night in grade 5 and also grade 6. My marks dropped, and I was getting 60s instead of 70s and 80s and 90s as I was in grade 3 and 4. So that was at Victoria Primary Girls School, where I studied grade 3 to grade 6. And then we moved when I was in grade 6 again. We went to Pietermaritzburg. In Pietermaritzburg, I was studying at Longmarket. I got admitted at Longmarket for grade 7. I have to say, I really, really miss Grahamstown at this point. In Grahamstown, life was very simple and calm, and just very, I think, very healthy. I felt Maritzburg was not so healthy. It's a big city, and we were used to being in a small city with just donkeys walking in town. Everything's fine. So, yeah, now life in Maritzburg. And I was just thinking of the times I would just go to Checkers to go and sit in the toy store. We had an entire floor at the bottom in Grahamstown, which is Checkers. You can go and just sit there and buy or just look at all of the toys that you love. And that's what I did. So being in Maritzburg, I couldn't do that anymore. I had to find things to do that are different. As I soon found that the things that I did in Grahamstown I couldn't do so often, and yet I was so used to them. So Maritzburg was a huge jump. I was quickly put into the roles of being monitor. I was Coca-Cola board monitor, which is also the hall monitor, and I was in the choir. No, I was not. Yes, I was. Okay, so I was in the choir. I got the badge of monitor, and I also got the badge of choir. So that was very cool. um, that was my grade 7 school, Longmarket Primary Girls School. I got a merit certificate for good grades in grade 7. I also got a certificate of honor for keeping to my position and not being swayed aside by the influence coming from my colleagues. We were called to be hall monitors, and 2 of my colleagues, they were found to go clubbing very inconveniently. So when it was found that they were clubbing and using the Longmarket name, I don't know if they were wearing the uniform when they were found drunk. So something like that happened, and so I didn't know anything about it. I was very surprised to find out. And the way that I found out with them getting stripped of their badges, and now I was the one who ended up being the only Coca-Cola board monitor, which is a lot of work. I found myself just being the only one left. So that meant to me that now um, I get the certificate of honor um, for good leadership and the certificate, merit certificate for good grades. So from there, I had to decide which school to go to after grade 8, and I was accepted at St. Nicholas. So I went to St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas is an Anglican private school. This was the first time I went to a private school. So at St. Nicholas, it was a co-ed, and being at that age, um, it was fairly um, interesting for me because since grade 3, I've always been in only girls' schools, and we fantasized over studying with boys. So having boys in my class made me very energetic. I was extremely energetic in grade 8. But my friends didn't see it. They didn't pick it up because they didn't know me before. I was very energetic. Studying with boys made me introduce just this level of energy in me that was extremely exciting. And in grade 8, I came out 11th in my grade, and um, one of my highest marks was mathematics with 78% at the end of the year. Then from there, I thought, oh, I did great. Let me move to an only white school because St. Nicholas was a white school that had predominantly African children. So I felt as an African child to go to a white school, a predominantly white school, maybe I'll improve my English. Also, not just my English, but I'll also just maybe get more opportunities, I thought. And also be around more white people, I thought. So I went. And my mother wanted me to go to TWC, which is Wickham Collegiate. And I just felt like Wickham was, I don't know why I didn't like Wickham, I didn't like it. So I ended up going to Epworth instead, and I loved Epworth. Steer down camera position for Epworth. I really loved Epworth. So yeah, Epworth was interesting. Um, in grade 9, I was doing well in accounting. I have shared my results with you. So that was at Epworth. So I completed my matric at Epworth. And because I got a diploma, I wanted to go back and improve my grades, which I did in 2014. And I improved my grades and got a bachelor's pass. From there, I moved to Walter Sisulu University, and I studied there at Walter Sisulu. I didn't complete my degree. I entered into a School of the Prophets and studied prophecy while I was studying at Walter Sisulu. And then I decided I wanted to study something related to the medical field, as my pathway was leading to medical machinery work. So I went to UNISA to take up biomedical sciences, as that was the only institution I felt I could study online in, and also continue at Walter Sisulu University doing my BSc chemistry degree. So now studying biomedical sciences, BSc chemistry, and studying at the School of the Prophets. Instead, on camera position for the School of the Prophets. I was at the School of the Prophets. Okay, let's go up again. I really enjoyed it at the School of the Prophets, which is probably why today I'm Queen of Fairmont for America. I didn't complete my BSc Life Sciences, my Biomedical Sciences. I do want to so complete it. So that is a journey I am taking a very long time in. But by the grace of God, I hope that's gonna be done soon. BSc Chemistry is something I came back last year and realized that in my journey in BSc Chemistry, I've exceeded the years. I've completed over 10 years, and yet the degree is not complete. So, unfortunately, I came back, and the degree was just calling for me to start it all over again. And I wasn't in that mindset because I'll tell you something. In 2020, I'd already left to Walter Sisulu University. So in 2020, I went and I studied a short course certificate at Harvard University, which is Introduction of Computer Science and the Art of Programming, and actually completed it. So I had that now, which made me feel like, my goodness, I can finish up my BSc Chemistry. I can finish up my biomedical science. Why not? Let me go back to school. So then I did. Last year, that was my motivation to come back. One of my motivations, of course. But the main one that made me feel like, you know what? Let's finish this degree. Okay, so here I am. And now I did share with you guys that because of the exceeding years at 10 years, I have been excluded from BSc at Walter Sisulu University. I shared that with you. So within this exclusion, I can see you guys that I have to sit a year. I don't have money to pay for biomedical sciences, and I found myself crocheting. Let me tell you, if anyone has ever said it or not said it, let me say, social media can be one of the best teachers that you can ever meet. I was sitting one day and I was like, I'm doing my BSc Physics. I didn't tell you. So last year I changed to my BSc Chemistry. I went to BSc Physics at Walter Sisulu University. So that's what I'm studying there. And as I'm excluded for BSc Chemistry exceeding years and not for BSc Physics, which is something that made me want to write letters, and of which I did write letters that haven't been, people haven't written back to me. I wrote to the HOD and I wrote to the secretary. They didn't write back to me to reply to my letters. So yeah, that is a problem now. I don't know where my life's gonna end up with Walter Sisulu University, but wherever it ends up, I hope it's a good thing. So let me tell you, I crochet now, and that is through Instagram school, if there is ever such a thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.